Hey y'all, welcome back. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and this is Easy Cooking with Kel. Here on my channel, you will find a lot of cooking motivation. I like to cook my meals several different ways. I love using small appliances like my crock pot and my Instant Pot. Not only do I cook meals over here on my channel, but I also do meal preps and a lot of grocery hauls. If you think my channel is for you, I would really hope that you would consider subscribing and joining our family over here. Now let's get into the video. Today on the meal plan is stuffed shells. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and get a large pot of water on your stove to boil because it'll take a little while. And then you're want to go ahead and make up your cheese mixture. You want to go ahead and use a 24-ounce container of cottage cheese and a 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese. Some people don't like cottage cheese, some don't like ricotta cheese. You can definitely substitute it for extra of whichever one you like. And then we're going to add in 3 large eggs. And I'm going to do a handful, probably about a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. And you can also add in Parmesan here or whatever you would like. And then I'm going to season that mixture up with some oregano and some garlic seasoning. Then we're going to go ahead and get that mixed well and set it to the side. Now our water is boiling and we're going to go ahead and add in a box of large jumbo shells. I definitely salted my water and I'm going to go ahead and get those mixed in there. And I also turned on my heat to my ground beef, which I am seasoning with garlic powder and Italian seasoning. My meat was still a little frozen here, so you'll see that. But I just go back and forth between stirring my shells, mixing my hamburger until everything is done. I did go ahead and add a little more of my seasoning, and then I drained my ground beef. And now I'm adding in 1 can of petite diced tomatoes. And I'm gonna give that a good stir and let that sit there and cook for a few minutes. Now I drained my shells and I rinsed them in cold water to stop the cooking process. Do not cook them all the way, they will cook in the oven. And then I'm gonna go ahead here and I added in 1 jar of spaghetti sauce, the Great Value, and some sugar. Please don't come at me. You do not have to add the sugar, I promise, but I do. Giving that a stir, and I'm gonna let that simmer for about 5 minutes just to get everything incorporated. Make sure you try your sauce to see if you need any more seasonings. Next, you're gonna go ahead and put a small, thin layer on the bottom of your pan and just wiggle it around till you get it all covered, because that'll keep your shells from sticking to the bottom of your pan. Next is the fun part. We get to stuff our shells. I like to use a small cookie scoop. It just keeps them all even and keeps your hands a lot cleaner. So we're just gonna go ahead and fill those, stick those in our pan. You definitely don't need a cookie scoop for this. That's just what I prefer. You can use a regular spoon, you can use your fingers, you can use whatever you want. Now we're gonna take the rest of our meat mixture and we are gonna dump it on top and evenly spread it out. And then we're gonna add, I wanna say about 2 cups of shredded mozzarella on top. And then after you get all that cheese on there, you wanna cover that with aluminum foil, and you're gonna bake it in your oven at 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. Then remove your foil and bake it for another 10 minutes. And then it's done. Also, I did add a little bit of parsley on top of my mozzarella cheese just for some color. And this is what it looks like fresh out of the oven. And I just served it with a side of garlic toast. But we're not done yet. We have a good amount of our cheese mixture left, which I did purposely. So I went ahead and boiled up a few more of these shells, and what I'm doing is I'm gonna make some for the freezer. That way, the next time we want stuffed shells, it's easy peasy. I have a foil lined cookie sheet here, which I sprayed down with some cooking spray. But if I had parchment paper, I would have definitely used that, but I was totally out. So you make do. So we're using the foil, I sprayed it down. I'm gonna stuff all these shells, just like I did for the meal that we had tonight. And we're gonna go ahead and flash freeze these. So I'm just sticking them in the freezer on this cookie sheet until they're frozen. And now they're done out of the freezer. They're frozen, so we're gonna take those and toss them all into a gallon size freezer bag. And then we're gonna stick those in the freezer and they're ready to go. You also can definitely do this and put them in another pan. Toss it with your sauce and cheese, cover it with foil, put it in the freezer and have a freezer meal that way. But this is easier because you can use exactly the certain amount of shells that you need for that night. That's it, y'all. Now we're gonna clean up this kitchen and head to bed. I wanna thank y'all so much for watching. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I hope y'all have a wonderful night.